friends here. We have Brawnin on the stats, and we have El Sephiroth, my co-caster. Feel free to introduce yourself, El Sephiroth.
I'm here once again, everybody.
Welcome, welcome. Now, we are super excited about this. Now, we are going to see the same kind of picks and bans, I imagine. So, you know what? Let's maybe get to know the players a little bit better. So, on Austrias Finest, we have Nova AT. I mean, he's the captain. He has been playing, you know, mid and off lane, that sort of thing. I mean, typically it seems like he likes the mid heroes right now, and he seems to make the calls right now also for the tempo of the game, it seems. We have Dive like Killa. He's usually playing those like agi carries, like the Gyro, the Bloodseekers, the Phantoms. He played the Ember Spirit in the last game. We have Chair Raider. He's been playing that amazing Undying, the Witch Doctors and Dazzles. We have Hef, who, as we've established from the last game, super aggressive style, and we've seen some really great Winter Wyvern and Earthshaker picks out of him. And last but not least, we have Irie, who's famed for his clockwork, and when he used to play, well, when he played against the EED in his last game in JDL, he went 4-1 and 12, which I don't know why that's in our research. It's not that good of a stat, really.
I would point out Lemon Dogs, once again, they don't have two picks back-to-back, but they still go for the Earthshaker and Disruptor. Maybe they just like the duo of supports. They're certainly very strong, especially in team fights. But Austria's Finest this time, they prioritize their offlaner a bit more rather than their mid. Because last time Clockwork got banned in the second phase because they hadn't picked an offlaner. But
yeah,
they still ban the Brood.
Yeah, they still ban the Brood. They just really hate Brood, and I think that's fair. Austria's Finest does have a history with Brood and has good skills on the Brood. Plus, you never want to have to draft around a Brood Mother.
Yeah, no one likes to have to play around a Brood.
However, I don't know how I feel. Remaining. Like, you are right though. Like, why ban out the Brood Mother when you have an Earthshaker?
5 seconds remaining.
And when they've already picked their offlaner.
Well, it could just be one of those things, they just don't want to deal with it. Maybe they know that Austria's Finest like to play it. And of course, the Techies ban. I think that's also a fair ban, considering the style that we saw the Earthshaker and Disruptor coming out of Lemon Dog's last game. I mean, they like to do the roaming. They did an excellent job of putting pressure on all the lanes and securing a lot of kills. And certainly in that off lane, they secured a lot of kills with that Earthshaker.
Very true, very true. And Austria's Finest definitely learned from last game. They don't want to have to deal with the Storm Spirit again. Ban it out. Ember's also a strong character. Ban him out too. And he's also fairly good against Phantom Lancer once he gets his items up.
Yeah, I think.
However, they kind of counter each other because Phantom Lancer will pick up an early Diffusal Blade, and if Ember Spirit's out of mana, he's dead.
It's true, but if Ember ends up balling out of control, and you know the illusions only lend themselves to more damage on the Lemon Dogs or on the team against Austria's Finest, I think banning out an Ember when you want to pick up a Phantom Lancer is perfectly fair. Remaining. I think also the Storm, I think that's just as much of a respect ban as a defensive ban to just be able to make sure they don't have to deal with it. Because, I mean,
last game we got to see Eskil play very well.
Was just insane on that hero. I mean, there was some really aggressive misplays, but there was also some really aggressive, amazing plays that ended up turning to like 4 or 5 man team wipes. So yeah, I think that's definitely a respect ban coming out of them. Now we are coming into our 4th pick out of Austria's Finest. What do you expect coming out of them?
We'll probably see their second support here, I would say, unless they want to grab their mid laner to prevent further bans from happening to mids.
And what would be optimal for them? Are they looking for...
They're dire, like so they probably won't look for Shadow Fiend. They might... Zeus is a bit risky against Anti-Mage. They'll probably want something with good burst. They might pick up the Quap because Queen's pure damage ultimate will help with Anti-Mage and his spell shield. No, they'll get their second support, which is really strong against Anti-Mage because he can make illusions of him and burn his own mana. Anti-Mage's pool isn't that big for mana.
I really like that Austria's Finest has picked up the Shadow Demon, and you are 100% right about the Disruption Illusions burning Anti-Mage mana. It's really, really effective, and it's something that a lot of players actually skip. You know, like, they don't realize is that UAM that Anti-Mage has goes on with those illusions.
Indeed, and with his Soul Catcher ability, he'll be able to, especially if Lina gets an Aghanims, they can Soul Catcher Laguna Blade Anti-Mage and he'll be dead.
Yeah, it should be mentioned
so
that the
pure
bonus damage out of Soul Catcher is at level 4, it's an additional 50% coming out of the Laguna Blade, which is insane. That's almost an extra 500 damage. Almost.
Indeed, almost up to 1500 damage at level 16, assuming that Soul Catcher will be maxed at that point, which it probably will be.
Now, Lemon Dogs, seeing that Shadow Demon pick up, what do they want to go for now? Like, who is going to be able to deal with, like, the Clockwork, the Phantom, the Link Shadow Demon?
They might go for the Darkseer again and go for a big team fight, but unless one of the Austria's Finest members... No, Anti-Mage will pick up a Battle Fury. He'll be putting out some AoE DPS as well. I feel like
do you
Darkseer
want
would
him
be
team fighting that early? Like, the thing is, I feel like with the Earthshaker Disruptor pick, like, I personally, and this is just from what I've seen, is usually we see a Dazzle pick up. Just because Anti-Mage has a fairly weak laning stage if you have someone going up against him that's pretty decent. Oh, you are right about the Darkseer, though.
It's just for the Dream Vacuum into Echo Slam, Static Field, or Static Storm, Kinetic Field.
It is very true. It's an amazing combo, and we know that Lemon Dogs can execute on that combo. We saw it at least 4 times last game, and you are 100% right.
Austria's Finest are going to ban out Shadow Fiend. They don't want Lemon Dogs to have that fast farmer on the Radiant side.
Yeah, the Radiant advantage for Shadow Fiend is just too much. You just can't ignore it. You have to ban it.
10 seconds.
And certainly, they know that there's a mid laner coming, so that's
now Lemon Dogs
fair.
has to gamble. Do they think Lena's mid, or do they think it's a support and they ban out a midder? They think it's a mid Lena and they ban out Winter Wyvern, which is really good because Anti-Mage is a horrible detriment to his team if someone else gets Winter's Cursed.
Yeah, that is very true.
Because he's going to be 10, 20k ahead of his teammates, and he will accidentally kill them.
Alright, so what's the last pick coming out of Austria's Finest? Give me your best guess.
I think it's actually going to be a support Lino with Shadow Demon, using Disruption to set up for the Light Strike arrays. And I think they're going to pick a midder here.
And what would you opt for? Maybe...
Reserve time.
I know we haven't seen much Windrunner yet, but is that...
Windrunner is certainly very good. They might go for the Quap still for more pure damage ult. I'm thinking... Or Dragon Knight for some nice heavy lockdown.
And you know what? Not super mana dependent either. I mean, he's not going to suffer too much under the ministrations of the Anti-Mage, and I think that's a good, solid pick. Just because if Anti-Mage uses his Mana Void on the Dragon Knight, he's low.
True, there aren't very many large mana pools. Lina and Shadow Demon are the ones he's probably going to look to ult once he empties their mana pool. Knight won't care overly much, especially if he's in his dragon form.
And it looks like E-Skill going to use the Queen of Pain. And I wonder, I kind of am excited about this because we saw Queen of Pain not a stellar performance last game. So I kind of want to see what E-Skill is going to do with this Queen of Pain. We saw how amazing he is with the Storm Spirit.
I would like to point out also that Nova was their midder last game, but it looks like he's going to be taking the reins on the
10
Clockwork
seconds
and going to the off lane and letting JMN take the middle lane.
5
Dragging up.
seconds remaining.
Just showing
Yeah.
off that they are capable of all playing different roles.
Yeah, and as mentioned in the last game, I mean, Austria's Finest
Prepare for
have
battle.
proved, you know, over and over again that they are willing to swap out their lanes, and they don't really have a static player per lane, and that does make it kind of interesting in a sense, just because you never know who you're going to be fighting against. You know, you don't know if you're going up against Hef or if you're going up against Nova.
Look at Nova having a little fun with the,
With the
Clockwork dance. Yeah.
Alright, so let's do the introduction.
There's a smoke.
Oh, there's a
No
smoke.
time. But they might find Trilly. If they find him, they might be able to get him.
And he doesn't have...
He's got disruption set.
The disruption will give him enough time to level up the
30
blink though and try to
seconds
get
to
away. Oh no, it looks like they're opting to go mid.
Oh, yep, they're looping up. They're not going to find anyone here. If they had gone south, they could have found the anti-mage. But, oh, maybe, yep. They're heading down now. He's going to find him.
There it is! Is he gonna get the disruption?
got the-
He blinks
couldn't
out,
quite get
no
it.
problem.
So,
And that
one
early
smoke
smoke
down.
Does not give them any good treasures now that tension...
The battle
That
begins.
tension, you could
They
cut
get
him with a knife, it was great.
They do get some wards down.
Tribute.
The pull camp is going to be blocked. And I believe the observer blocks this camp. I'm not certain. It's
Yeah, that
be very
observer
close.
will block the hard camp. It does, yeah.
Okay.
And they have the sentry now on also the safe, so that's really good. Denies the jungle, and we'll see the rotations coming out. But while this laning phase begins, let's do our introduction. So we'll start with the Dire this time. We have Nova AT on the Clockwork. We have Dragon Knight being played by JMN, taking a little bit of harassment. We have Chair Raider on the Shadow Demon. We have Hef on the support Lena. And last but not least, we have Killa on the PL. And then on the Radiant side, we have S-Loco taking up a position on the Darkseer, getting a little bit of harassment on him there. And actually, E-Skill's doing a really great job of zoning out JMN in the mid. So yeah, it's going to be E-Skill on the Queen of Pain.
Nova might be first blood right here.
Oh.
Guaranteed. Give him the
Anti-
anti-mage too.
First blood.
That's not optimal for the off-laner, unfortunately, and Prilly is more than happy to pick up that. That's going to be a fast power chance for him if he opts to go for it, and or a Ring of Health if he wants to get the sustain. All right, where was I on the introductions there? All right, let's just do that really quickly. We have Frigolite on the Earthshaker, Krilly on the Anti-Mage, Loco on the Darkseer, Steph Style on the Disruptor, and of course S-Skill on the Queen of Pain. Now it should be mentioned that Dragon Knight has already actually already used up all of his regen. I think that's going to be a bottle coming out. Yeah.
Steph Style has noticed the Sentry Ward blocking the pull camp, or has noticed that his pull camp is blocked. Anti-Mage is completely out of mana. These cogs are not helping. But he doesn't really need mana too much in order to just farm up.
Be effective in lane.
Right.
Now, as mentioned, Bronley has let us know in the JDL series so far, a Clockwork has never won a lane against an anti-mage, and certainly has never won a lane with an anti-mage and some other support, so this is a scary situation. Maybe Austria's Finest will change that record.
It
You
is
can always hope.
It is possible, but with Disruptor and Earthshaker, it's a very strong duel of supports. Good defense, good for going for picks if they can block them off with Fisher.
Frigolite. He's in position actually. If we just take a, if he wants to stop Dragon Knight from being able to pick up anything. Oh no, he's just gonna rotate back. A little bit weird roaming coming at him. I think he's waiting for the rune. And Nova being harassed out of the lane by the Disruptor. Disruptor opting to go for the Thunderstrike first.
good bit of extra damage, which they needed in that first gang. He hasn't put his second skill point yet. He's not sure if he's going to need Kinetic Field or Glimpse. Both are just very, very good abilities.
Yeah, and a really lucky regeneration rune, actually, for the Dragon Knight, which is good to see. He has opted to get the boots.
There comes the Fissure.
Oh no! Clockwork's in trouble. He's gonna have to try to get himself out. He's running as fast as he can. He did get the salve off. Is there enough? Oh, the glimpse.
The glimpse happens.
There isn't enough for another Fissure yet. He might end up getting himself out. He's gonna use the battery salt. Is there enough?
He needs 5 mana, but they might actually lose Step Style here.
But Nova making a super cheeky play, wants to kill the Disruptor, but the stuff is gonna be enough. No cogs going out, and it's gonna be. But the cogs actually is gonna slow down that.
Is anyone gonna die here? I don't think so.
That was so well played by both, like everyone involved. Maybe not completely well played by like the Radiant there, but I mean, he could have gone for a kill, didn't manage to die. It was a pretty fun little situation there. Now, E-Skill...
Fergalid realizes that this hard camp is blocked out.
That does remove a lot of economy from the Radiant. We saw last game
they stacked rather well.
Yeah, they do econ really well, and I mean, they were stacking camps all game. Meanwhile, Austrias Finest were not doing so. Now, let's take a look. Killa, not really having too much of a problem. He's almost at level 6. And let's take a look at the overall last hits and denies. Wow. PL, 36 and 9. Queen of Pain, 31 and 19. But this Dragon Knight, 11 and 3. Certainly not winning this lane in any terms.
No, Dragon Knight's not ever going to have a fun time against Quap. Especially not while Quap's got this double damage up.
Wow, DK's when matched up against Queen of Pain, only 30%
I'm surprised it's that high.
Of the time.
She believes melees incredibly well. Yeah, Dragon Knight's got Breathe Fire to get last hits with, but that's fairly heavy on his mana pool. Sure, he's got Dragon's Blood, but it's not that strong. It's strong, but it's not strong enough to save him from Quap.
Yeah, and it's also the armor doesn't really help all that much. Oh no! Nova 18, big trouble, no mana and there's gonna be a Scream Fissure, and looks like Queen of... Yeah, it's gonna be the Disruptor actually who ends up picking it up, but still another kill in lane for the anti-mage. That's a good place to be. And while that happens, let's actually swap over to the net worth. We have Queen of Pain at 2.9 overall net worth. Meanwhile, the PL is actually doing fairly well. I mean, he's sitting at 2.9. However, anti-mage right on his heels. They're neck and neck right now for farm. I mean, Curly's has like maybe 1 or 2 extra last hits. And actually, if it was just last hits to last hits, PL would be winning. But the problem is that anti-mage has been around for 2 kills.
'Tis mine.
One of them being First Blood, unfortunately for him. Now, JMN is sitting on a invisibility rune, but it looks like... Is this Queen of Pain? Does she know?
She saw the TP come in from Hef, and then realized something must be up. Oh, the sentry. Right.
Sentry.
Knew what was going on the whole time. I was paying attention. And it looks like Austria's Finest's ward just went down in the mid lane. So they are not going to be able to see any incoming rotations. Meanwhile, Lemon Dogs will.
This is good for JMN though. I mean, the stacked camps coming out of Austria's Finest is going to offer up a little bit of reprieve from those lacking last hits. Oh, Seth style. Nova 18 picking up a couple last hits from that camp, but is going to go into the Roshan. ES skill knows he's in there. Hello. Use the Shadow Strike, gets himself out. Defensive battery assault, but what is Nova going to do? I mean, can he try to
deny himself the Roshan, but that's not going to happen.
Nothing. Queen of Pain's going to pick it up with a Scream.
The ecstasy of agony.
I don't really know what Nova was trying. Oh, PL taking a lot of damage at the top. It looks like the Darkseer is going to go down, and so will Chair Raider.
Suddenly,
That
3
was
for
a big
1.
return.
Darkseer wants him to get Killa, but
Radiant's middle tower is under
well,
attack.
his skill is
Oh my
full health and
goodness,
mana. Oh, he's going for
Is he? Oh, no,
no.
it's a double TP
Double
response. He's
TP.
like,
Nope.
Not worth staying. But no hook shot available on the clock.
Certainly could have gotten the Phantom Lancer, but would have cost him his life, almost guaranteed. Meanwhile, disruption into Dragon Tail. And suddenly there was no more disruptor.
Oh no, I missed it!
I'm sorry.
skill using the ultimate, and the Scream of Pain is available. Blink in 5, gonna
Dire's
juke
bottom
in the
tower is
trees.
under attack.
And she does have a mat. Oh yeah, there she goes. No, it was my fault. I was like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe ES kill won't go for the ult, right? But nah. Blinks in, goes for the ult, gets the kill, and then gets out safely. Absolutely insane. Just knows when to go in, when to make the move, and that's what happened.
Dire's top tower is under
Very
attack.
true. Anti-Mage's Battle Fury will help him cleave right through them as well.
Yeah, it looks like Anti-Mage, he's sitting on his Claymore, does have the Perseverance.
He's about 1,000
So he's
gold away from the
about
Battle Fury.
yeah,
10
1,000
minutes.
gold away.
That's pretty good
And
timing.
that's pretty good. Actually, maybe our good friend,
Yeah. Hey, Bronan, look
Bronan
up
can
the
tell us-
timings for us.
yeah, what's the best timing and what's the average timing? We
Dire's
all want to
bottom
know
tower
that.
is under attack.
Alright, so we have Nova AT in the mid, is sitting at level 6 on the invisibility room, but there is no one mid for him to hook shot. Now Anti-Mage a little bit forward, but lots of support. Not really going to be able to get a gank, I don't think, from Nova on him.
Nova's looking to rotate to the bottom. He could probably...
Oh, there might be a courier snipe though. Will he see it? No, he moved.
No, he's moving up.
I was so
Radiant's
excited!
middle tower is under attack.
So even then, he's going to be a bit
Dire's
ahead of the
bottom
curve.
tower is under attack.
Now,
Definitely
Jade
good for women dogs.
Limp into a Fissure, into a Shadow Strike. Lots of right click damage going in on this Dragon Knight. Is it going to be enough? It will.
They do trade 1 for 1 though. Clockwork found and picked off the Darkseer.
Fair enough. Let's take a look at the. Oh no!
Well, right up until
but it looks
Eskel
like
catches him
Nova
again.
is going to actually end up falling, and that Shadow Strike is at level 2.
Radiant's
It's not
top
going to be
tower
actually
is
enough, I
under
don't think, to
attack.
kill him.
No. Let me look.
Nope.
Nah, he's
He will
fine.
survive. There's one more proc
60
left.
HP.
Very close. And Krillin did end up taking that tier 1 and has his Battle Fury as of now. It's on the courier on
Radiant's
the way over
top
to him.
tower has fallen.
AF Killa
Dire's
secures
bottom
that tier
tower
1
is
as
under
well.
attack.
He has been solo farming this entire time, but if we take a look at the overall last week denies, Anti-Mage is sitting at a bit of an advantage. And of course, Anti-Mage has 2 wonderful kills under his belt, whereas poor little Phantom Lancer has a death and 1 assist. So, what's the game plan here? Is it just to keep the PL and the Anti-Mage farming? I feel like Anti-Mage has the advantage in the late game against PL. Am I incorrect in that assumption?
If it weren't for his team comp, I would say that PL would have an advantage in the true late game. But Anti-Mage, he'll be probably 5 or 6 slotted by about 35-45 minutes. PL might have 3 full items at that point. Anti-Mage will be just completely outscaling everyone now that he's got Battle Fury. He's already, he's first place.
Oh, ES skill picks off the. Wow, he just exploded.
We saw last game, Eel skill. He's good at going for picks. He's really good at it.
Yeah, that skill. We now know your playstyle. We'll change our spreadsheet to super aggressive. Good ganker.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that tier 1 gonna start taking quite a bit of damage. While this is happening, Anti-Mage
Dire's
more than happy just to
structures
secure
are
his
fortified.
power treads in the jungle.
And we have a smoke. Dragon Knight and Lena roaming around. They know he's... I think they might know that he has the Blink... Battle Fury, rather. Oh, and he's very low. This would be a kill. They got
There it is! And
Lena
Lena
does
will
pick
end
it
up
up instead
picking
of
up
the
that kill.
Dragon Knight, but she's also now at 1650
Dire's
gold.
middle tower
Might save
is
up for the
under
Blink
attack.
Dagger. Would have nothing but brown boots and a blink.
I'm
not
it's gonna be a response actually. With the smoke coming up. And I mean, the Dire are gonna be able to see Darkseer by himself up in this lane pushing for the
Radiant's
tier 1.
middle tower is
And
under
this
attack.
could be potentially devastating if Austrias Finest don't respond in kind, but it looks like they're kind of busy in the mid, just gonna secure that tower. Looks like they know that and they're gonna loop around potentially, or what are they doing
Dire's
here?
top tower is under attack.
They certainly didn't rotate just for that ward.
Money to burn.
Alright, so there is gonna be two defensive TPs coming in the top lane. I guess the question is,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
even in the team fight, I don't feel like Austria's Finest have that much to lend. Do you disagree?
No, I would agree with that one. They can lock down the anti-mage for a good little while, but in the same turn, Lemon Dogs have plenty of lockdown of their own.
So
And-
I guess then, where does Austria's Finest get their advantage? What's the key point that they should be trying to force to make them win this?
That is a random fact that has nothing to do with Dota, Ronan.
Dire's bottom tower
Good
is
job.
under attack.
Austria's Finest, I believe. Okay, there is a Shadow Blade up on the Dragon Knight now. Unfortunately, they got spotted,
Yeah, there's some big pings.
and they are waiting
Dire's
right next to a
bottom
sentry
tower
ward.
is under attack.
Oh no!
But JMN walks right past it. That could have been really, really
Radiant's top
bad for
tower is under
Austria's
attack.
Finest. They had
There
Earthshake.
was a part of me that was just like, if that happened, I feel like Austria's Finest would just feel like at every step of this game they've been outplayed.
Boom! There it goes!
Very possible.
Alright, Queen of Pain has an invis in her bottle. An anti-mage more than happy just to continue farming away. I mean, he's sitting at 6.9k neck and neck with the Queen of Pain, who happens to be on the same team. And the only person really trying to go for overall net worth is, well, the Dragon Knight and the PL are doing okay. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, I don't think, but I'm about to get proved wrong by taking a look at this graph. Yeah, it looks like LD sitting at about
Dire's
2.2k
middle
overall
tower is under attack.
advantage in net worth.
Not an overwhelming lead, but certainly going to start becoming it.
Shadow Dude, I like that.
It is very unfortunate, but I think they can use the Shadow Demon to great effect. He is maxing
Alright.
Shadow Poison, though, which is unfortunate because
Dragon Knight has
They're
tucked
gonna-
himself away, has the Shadow Blade, but yeah, it looks like Anti-Mage is more than willing to not go beyond the river. He knows he doesn't really need to push this that much. He's not that desperate for farm. He can play super safe.
Indeed. Now, are Lemon Dogs going to be stacking for him is my question. They already have one Ancient stack happened. Oh boy.
Oh, there's a hook shot! It's huge there!
Oh.
Well, was a response to TP. Oh, and a glimpse, and goodbye!
Dire's middle
And
tower.
now Nova's
They have
Nova's
now
out of
separated
position,
Nova.
and he will die.
I feel very bad for him.
That was amazing.
Do they have CC?
Oh,
Yes,
there's
they
a
do.
vacuum! It's gonna be huge! There's a loop blade going up, but a Nano Void will destroy them! It's a triple kill for oh my
Lena was
Anti-Mage.
very low on mana. That was a huge nuke straight onto Lena and the Dragon Knight. Lena had tossed out everything. Light Strike, the Laguna Blade.
This anti-mage is now 4-1, 18 minutes. Battle Fury, and what's on this courier? It's going to be a full Vlad's, I think?
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
Yep, he's got the stick on
Dire's
him, so
structures
yeah.
are fortified.
Vlad's flying out right now.
A surprising choice, actually.
Dire's
Would you
bottom
do,
tower
is
is under
that
attack.
just in case? Is that more of a defensive thing, or is it just Vlad's always good? I feel like you go Vlad's if
Dire's
you're
middle tower has fallen.
behind as an anti-mage.
I would say Vlad's is
Oh,
almost
there's
always...
the nuke, though. He's gonna be able to get himself out of here.
They're trying to
And
set up
no
the hook shot, but it
Dire's
missed.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It was
He's
very
fine.
close. But the Vlad's is... Yeah, Manta will help you farm faster, or at least the Yasha. The Vlad's does as well and gives you more sustain, but Manta will definitely amp farm a bit more. Part of it is preference.
Yeah, I think at this advantage, though, I would have rather liked to see the Skull Basher or the Manta, but personal preference and opinion. You know what? Maybe anti-mage, just playing it safe, just in case something happens. And I mean, who can't? You can't say no to a really useful aura for the team, so especially in these team fights that have been happening.
It's true. This is the only way that anti-mage can get lifesteal. Is having someone pick up a Vlad's or having a Wraith King on your team.
Alright,
So-
JMN has gone for the shadow, but we are now entering the time where he jumps right into
Trilly.
it. There
Trilly
comes
stunned
a
up.
couple right clicks, but I mean he's gonna be able to blink right
Yeah.
out. There is gonna be the purge. He's slowed, taking a lot of damage, but is gonna be
And
enough.
clock is hasted. Oh, it could have been good, but it wasn't quite.
It could
Very close.
have been beautiful, and now it's going to turn into a disaster. Nova T gets himself flipped back to the road
Oh,
pit. What's
poor
he going to
Nova.
do? He's going to hookshot his fellow teammates and get the heck out of there. But JMN is going on an ES kill. There's going to be Yules coming out of Hef. Steph Style might be in a lot of
Steph
trouble
might
here.
be dead, but the Fisher will save him.
S skill is going to come in, and
Dire's top tower is under
wow.
Everything just suddenly went horribly for Austria's Finest.
Dire's structures
That
It
was
started-
amazing. It looked so good. It
Dire's
looked
top
so
tower is
good
under
for Austria's
attack.
Finest there. I mean, the team was split up. They had the Yules, the
Dire's
lockdown on the
top
disruptor,
tower has
and then,
fallen.
like, what happened? That
And-
what happened there?
Well, first Nova gets caught out. He gets glimpsed back. He then tries to hookshot out. So now they don't have. So then they don't have hookshot to lock down anyone on Lemon Dogs. And then, what was it? The Fisher shows up, and then Static Storm. Everything just starts going bad, one after another. And just to point
Dire's
out,
top tower
that happened
is
without
under
Darkseer.
attack.
That was a 4v5. And Austria's Finest lose 3.
This is not a fun game for them right now. I mean, the advantage is going to someone that you don't. Oh my goodness! It's not even.
Eskill, I think it's personal. I think he's just gonna hunt down Nova.
It's personal. It's like that clockwork. Every time you show up on that map, I have an Aghanim Scepter. I am going to make you explode. And that's... I mean, she's 6-0, this Queen of Pain. She has an Ags, her power treads, and...
Looks
on
to be
top of
going for
the
that
plate
Shiva's.
mail.
Only
Yeah,
1,000
the
away
Shiva's
from Shiva's.
Oh, goodness.
And a regeneration in the bottle.
I think if Clockwork gets picked off again, like specifically by Eskill, it's personal.
They're looking to go
Guaranteed
for.
personal.
They're looking to go for anti-mage, but with the. Hold on. Okay. With Dragon Knight there as well, they do have a chance. Unfortunately, anti-mage knows something's up.
Lee is just like, nah. I know, man. I'm getting out.
3 people are missing from the enemy team.
Dire's
He
top
doesn't want to be
tower
alone
is under
anymore.
attack.
They do have a word here to try and mitigate his farm.
So
he'll
I
get
don't know
these
about
guys.
you, but like, I'm frustrated for Austria's Finest. Like, every time they go for a gank, they don't really get it. Every time they try to make a big play or pick off, I mean,
something
the
horrible
game
happened.
awareness of
Radiant's
Lemon
bottom
Dog,
tower is
they're just
under
like,
attack.
no, we don't owe though? Come on, okay.
Alright.
They can do it, man.
They have
can
all
do
five
it. There's
down
the
here.
shot. Frigolene might be in a lot of trouble here. There's the
Frigolene.
Dragon Slave and a Laguna Blade. They are just gonna guarantee themselves any sort of pickup they can get, but now it's Trilly coming back in.
Nova's very
does
low on
have a
mana.
thunder on it. There's the snow coming out of VS. And goodbye to the Lena. The Glimmer Cape on Char might be enough. There's going to be a disruption. And there's a big vacuum. Nova going to try to survive. Does do it, but there's a mega kill streak on Trilly, who ends up picking up 2 kills.
A whiffed Echo Slam, but it didn't matter. 3 for 1. Earthshaker
And
did buy back,
once
I believe.
Again. Alright, once again. They go for a big play. And it was nothing. They can't do anything. How do you play against this? How do you even bring the game back?
Eskil
when
has Invis.
every move you make is being countered with precise execution
Oh
coming out
god,
of left.
JMN misclicked. Eskil might have gotten a
might be
little
in
bit
trouble.
greedy.
Is it gonna be enough?
They
But
layered the
Hep
stuns
has
beautifully,
no
but
attack
then the
speed.
Fisher comes in. And bye, Lena.
And
They
now,
do have the stuns. Oh,
that
they had the
disruption-
diffusal
The
blade.
disruption was amazing. It worked. You were right. Oh, and now a shot. No Venti though getting glimpsed out, and looks like Seth Style will end up surviving that.
Just barely. But barely is all you need to live. Tosses the kinetic field, saying, can't chase me through here.
And they're gonna go for a. I feel like this is like a desperation rush.
It kind of is. They did just kill the anti-mage, which is really good for them. They managed... See, Phantom Rancher managed to be in the right place at the right time. They disrupted straight into Dragon Tail. And then while he was stunned up, his illusions, coupled with the Phantom Lancer,
Oh, they
managed to
actually
burn all of his mana.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They take the courier and say, forget you, Roche. We don't need your Aegis.
Alright, so let's take a look at these devastating XP graphs. Lemon Dog sitting at 12k overall advantage, and Lemon Dog sitting at the net worth advantage of 14k. But, you know what they say, the larger they are,
No, there
the
was
harder
no
they
Roche
fall.
last game, Brennan. To be fair, last game, Lemon Dogs didn't really need it, and Austrias Finest didn't really have a team to take it. Last game, Austrias Finest drafted quite a significant amount of magical damage, but not very much in the physical department. This game,
Alright.
they have changed that tactic.
I would like to mention that Shadow Demon has picked up the Medallion of Courage, so that's going to be making this Roach a lot easier for them to actually run if they still wish to go for it. And on the courier, there is smoke. Oh, hey, Shadow Blade, Dragon Knight ready to go in. I think as long as Austrias Finest can continue using the disruption on the anti-mage and just lock him down long enough for him to not have any mana to be able to blink out, I actually think they just need to keep doing that. And as long as they can maybe try to keep their teammates busy, I feel like it would be a glimmer of hope for them.
It is. However, Darkseer hasn't really joined these fights at all. He has a Hand of Might. He's got Mechanism, Blink Dagger, and a Mystic Staff. As well as Arcane Boots. Was there anything on the courier? How can I check while it's dead? Can I check? I don't know if I can check while it's dead. Oh well. Oh, speaking of Darkseer, he got found.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a good pick-off for Phantom Lancer. He's going to pick up 615 gold. A big experience. Actually, a massive amount of experience. Looks like 2,276 experience just from that one kill. And this is the danger when you start seeing a team get so far ahead as Lemon Dogs, is that one pick-off, one misplay can make that net worth and experience graph really plummet into the favor of Austria's Finest. And as much as like it looks a little bit hopeless, there is, I think, light at the end of the tunnel for them, and they just need to keep making plays like that. They need to exploit the fact that Darkseer has been on his own pretty much consistently for the entire game, and if they keep picking him off, it's going to be a lot of SP and net worth going to the people that need it, the Dragon Knight and the PL. Now, PL's opted actually to go for the Heart of Tarrasque over like a Manta or anything else. What do you feel about that pick?
He doesn't want to die, and they do have a lot of damage on the Lemon Dog side. They don't have, on the other hand, an Orchid. Like last game, the Quap went for an Orchid. This game's Quap has decided to go Shiva's Guard Oghanims. Certainly both good items to help clear out those pesky Phantom Lancer illusions, but we have a smoke. And
Darkseer, Earthshaker, they have now in, might be in the no, Fuel Scepter on them, and Nova misses.
Nova misses
on
his hook.
The Earth. Echo Slam coming
It was
out.
a good
Brightling,
Echo
though,
Slam, but they were
Solo
5v2.
This is the pickoff that Austria's Finest needed so badly. Take a look at this, guys. 2k and 3k respectively. Big swings. Now Char Raider
Well,
might be
that Glimmer Cape was good, but it was not good enough.
Okay, they're going back in. There comes the P ultimate coming out of Hep. Hep will end up falling, and they're gonna lose 3. I mean, Disruptor, Darkseer, Earthshaker, they lost all of them for Alina and a Shadow Demon. That was an advantageous team fight for them, I feel.
Yeah, the Austria's Finest definitely came out ahead there. However, I would say that it was good of Limit to give the Disruptor to pick off 2 members of the Austria's Finest team. Somewhat, at least.
Yeah, actually, it looks like at the end of that fight, actually, Lemon Dogs came ahead just barely, but just overall, the gold that was exchanged was in their favor. Actually, let's take a quick look at the XP graph. So, rather than a big swing into the favor of Austria's Finest, it's more of like they've reached
balanced
the top
out now.
of the mountain. The unclimbable mountain, they've reached the top, and now they just need to...
If they can keep the pace up, Austria's Finest can come back into this game. But Anti-Mage has picked up a BKB now. He's going to be willing to fight.
And would you prefer, is that the best item you think for him, or should he have gone for the Skull Flash or the Invisible?
I say he definitely needed the BKB this game, because they have quite a lot of abilities that could lock him down, and just let Phantom Lancer illusion.
So it's not like they have anything that can really pierce that spell immunity.
Not only that, but the Phantom Lancer illusions would have completely destroyed his mana pool. However, Dragon Knight also has a BKB now.
Oh, he actually also has a Silver Edge.
Oh dear.
That could be really great. I mean, the break on the Anti-Mage, followed up by like Alina.
That could be problematic, but again, BKB will purge that effect from him. So he should be okay. It will be good to get rid of the spell shield if they wait until after the effect ends. Meanwhile, Clockwork gets a pick off on the Darkseer.
Again, yeah,
Very
it
nicely
looks
done.
like Nova, the Darkseer is getting predictable at this point. Oh no, Char Raider though, gonna get himself off by the Anti-Mage, and then we'll also pick up that the Ancients. Oh, and actually...
Looks like he wants to do Roche. They certainly can. However, it might be a tad risky.
Yeah, I don't think Phantom and
Hookshot will be up would have been by the time that they had finished Roche.
Actually, it's another Roche where they opted to abandon. I mean, we had one from AF, they're like, yeah, let's go for it, and then they're like, nah. And now the Radiant have done the same. They're like, yeah, let's go for it, and just like, no. It seems like no one wants to take a fight at the Roche Pit. I feel like those Roche Pit fights, they can also make or break teams.
Both teams have pretty decent fights at Roche. The Clockwork Cogs, Nuisance, the raw number of illusions with Disruption and Phantom Lancer's existence.
Yeah, well, and also the AoE, like the Shadow Poison, is really good.
Lena and Dragon.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand, Lemon Dogs also have a really good fight with Earthshaker, having Swap, Disruptor, Darkseer.
'Tis mine.
Alright, so I got this.
Like,
this Lancer is close to the Manta style.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of like a lull in the game right now, because people are kind of testing each other. Oh, Darkseer might be going in. There's a surge, and oh, there's a vacuum. They do have Truth on him, and the glimpse into a kinetic field.
TP. Oh, Mana Void.
Mana Void, not effective. And there's the hook shot. Oh, his skill might be in a lot of trouble here. Is gonna end up blinking out. And now, oh, the Echo
nice
Slam.
big Echo Slam.
Charm Raider ends up getting destroyed. His skill follows it up with an ultimate and gets the triple. And now Killa though picks up the
Killa is just burning
Earthshaker.
all of the mana.
But Killa has
But his
no
own
mana.
is also being burned.
Gonna fall to that
1 for 4 in favor of Lemon Dogs.
Once again, it could have been beautiful.
Could be 1 for
and
5.
no,
Run half.
Blink
blink.
is gonna finish it off.
Thy soul.
1 for 5.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And the Manta is up in just a few moments here. They have enough damage to break this
Dire's
backdoor
bottom
protection, I
tower
believe.
is
Yeah,
under
they do.
attack.
Yep.
Easily.
The backdoor protection goes away, and then all the towers go away.
It looks like
Dire's bottom tower.
Queen of Pain is
Well, as a
ready
refresher
again.
now.
You know, she's just like, hi. I know
Dire's
this.
bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, it is
under
very
attack.
unfortunate for them.
Never give up, never surrender, Bronnin.
Absolutely.
You never know the power of the throw.
There's definitely a chance for mistakes to be made. However, this anti-mage is going to be at about 6,500 gold after he gets the stat, give or take. Give or take a fair bit, apparently.
We'll let the silence speak for itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Austria's Finest might be able to sneak a Roche right now, but they don't know the Lemon Dogs don't have any wards in the area. We know this because we get to see this.
Oh,
They
there
smoke.
it is. They do end up getting the smoke, but there is some illusions coming in. The anti-mage is just going to push mid? Or-
Yep,
yeah,
they're going
have-
for the Roche. These illusions won't do anything but irritate Roche and make him use the ground slam, but PL can't really help it. That's what his character does.
Oh, Queen of Pain. She's in such a good position right now. She could.
Oh, they're going
She
for it.
could, is she gonna go for it? There's the BKB. There's the ultimate going out on half using the ult stuff to try to get away. But there's a refresher on Iska. There's another ultimate. Lena goes down. There is gonna be a buyback, but now JMN using the BKB, trying to get himself out of there. But it's not gonna be enough. Really is gonna pick up the kill. Now Killa just melting, and there's an ultimate coming out of the anti-mage.
Everything has gone horrible.
Goodbye. They only lose the disruptor, and meanwhile.
And there's GG.
Yep, Bush get the bait getting pushed in, and there will be a GG out of Austria's Finest. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
They did their best, and they had a better comp than their first game, but in the end, the anti-mage just got too big.
It was an unfortunate lane setup, but we'll end that with a cheers to Austria's Finest for giving us the best game that they could in that lineup, and congratulations to Lemon Dogs. They take the win 2-0. My name is Play with Kimberly.